Good morning, children. You are welcome to SS class. Today, let us continue the lesson 12. The national movement second phase. Already we have two parts over. Now to the third part we have to today study the national movement second phase. Today, let us study the civil disobedience to Quit India 1934 to 1934 to 1942. We have to study the Government of India and Quit India movement, Azad Hind Fauj, USA independence and last independence and partition. This is we have to study to follow. Please take the textbook and follow. Civil disobedience to Quit India. Civil disobedience to Quit India 1934 to 1942. Okay, Gandhi had the whole country under one roof. Whole country in one roof. The movement for freedom. For some years afterwards, no major movement was launched. Now let us study the Government of India. Government of India Act 1935. In August 1935, the British government announced the Government of India Act, another act they started, Government of India Act. Its main features were follows. First one, India was to become a federation if more than half of the princely state decide to join. They said India was to become a freedom or federation if more than half of the princely states main states decide to join, then only they will become the federation. Second point, provincial autonomy granted. Provincial autonomy was granted. The ministers of the provincial governments were to be responsible for the legislative. They are the responsible for the provincial governments. Governments were the responsible for the legislative. The power of the legislative was also increased. The power of the legislature also increased. First point is India was to become the federation if more than half of the princely states join. Second point was provincial autonomy is increased. Ministers of the provincial governments were responsible to the legislative. The power of the legislature also increased. The right to vote, however, remained limited. The vote also limited. Only 40% people had voting rights. Only 40% they were not passed. Hierarchy was the third point. Hierarchy was abolished at the provincial level, but introduced at the center. The viceroy became more powerful and was not responsible to the legislative. All the viceroys are the British people. They are guiding the legislative. So this act also rejected by the Congress. It is not their demand. They will not accept. Congress will not accept the demand of the British government, because first one is we have the federation of the. If the more princely state join, only they will get the federation. Second point is the provincial autonomy was granted, but the ministers of the provincial governments were the responsible to the legislative only. This also they will not get the vote for this. So the act was rejected. The government of India 1935 rejected by Congress. The Congress, however, decided to conduct the elections to the provincial legislative assemblies to be held in 1937. These elections won absolute majority in 6 of the 6 provinces. In the 3 provinces, it emerged as the single largest party. It formed ministers of the zone 7 out of the 12 provinces. These ministers did useful work in the field of education and uplifted of the Harijans. This is only this much they doing. The act was rejected by the Congress. Then The Congress, however, they decide to contest the elections to the provincial legislative assemblies. It held on 1937. Now let us go to the Quit India movement, 1942. Quit India movement was 1942. So you have to study the points, the Government Act of Act 1937, 35. There are which are the features of the Government Act. These 3 points you must study. Then now we have to study Quit India movement 1942. Quit India movement. Maybe you have learned in the previous classes. Quit India movement in August 1942. Now it is you are coming 1942. Year must be remember. Mahatma Gandhi launched the Quit India movement. Mahatma Gandhi is the main person is the Quit India movement. A resolution was passed on 8 August 1942. A resolution was passed August 8, 1942 in Bombay by all the Indian Congress Committee declaring its demand for the immediate end to the British rule. It is a demand for the immediate end to British rule. British rule must complete finished. The Congress decided to organize mass struggle all over the country. All over the country they have to do something in all country. The Congress are leading the people and they are planned to all over the country to make some struggles. The government took repressive steps immediately. The Congress was banned. Most of the leaders were arrested before they could start mobilizing the people. The Congress was banned and most of the leaders were arrested. And before they could start mobilizing the people, they are giving advising and to move. They are mobilizing the people means to their force give strength to the people to move for the work for the country. The people, however, were unstoppable. People were, however, unstoppable. They are not stopping. They are very people are following the Congress. What they are leaders saying. They were hartals and demonstrations all over the country. They put the hartals and demonstrations. There are some doing work also all over the country. The people attacked all symbols of British government such as in railway station. The people attacked all the symbols of the British government, railway station, police station and other and some highways and also road railway lines were damaged and telegraph was cut. They are doing some work. Otherwise, the British government will not give the freedom. So many things. Railway station were damaged, telegraph was cut, and also they attack the old symbols of the British government. Like that, the people are moving. Not only in one place, all over the country. The old people are doing their own places. They are attacking some government offices and roads, railway station, main stations they are attacking. The British respond with terrible brutality. The British responded with the terrible brutality. The army was called out to assist the police. They were instant lathi charge. The government called the police they sent the police everywhere. The lathi charge was and firing on unharmed demonstration and firing, shooting and everywhere they are doing. The protesters were arrested. Those who are protest, they were arrested and torched and their homes raided. Those who are going to the hartal or the firing, their homes they are raided and also and they destroyed some houses also they destroyed. By December 1942, over 60,000 people had been jailed. About 16,000 people had been jailed. It was all over the country there. All the places British are not only this is one number, but more than these people in they died and somebody destroyed and some they killed many people there. There is nobody take the numbers that time, but this is a very simple number only they are giving. 60,000 people had been jailed. It is the jail full, all the places of the India, all the jail, they filled with the people. The terrible famine in Bengal, they are not giving food, made the situation worse, and in which 30 lakhs people died. You think that 30 lakhs people died without food because the people are going to attacking the police officers, and so that the government are not providing food. So like that 30 lakhs people, you think it's very horrible. 30 lakhs people died. The government did little to provide relief to the starving millions. They are not giving any little thing not give for the starving, to relieve the millions of people starving. The government did not take any steps for the starving. Now this is the Quit India movement, because the Quit India, they are started to go, British government to, they started to quit, to means leave the India, like that. Like that way, all of the country they are protesting. But after what to do? All the poor people, they put the jail, had been put the jail. 60 people had been jailed, and lakhs of people. That lakhs of people died, and most of the house they destroyed, shops and everything they destroyed. Now let us go to the other point. Azad Hind Fauj 1943. Azad Hind Fauj 1943. What is the Azad Hind Fauj? Maybe you know INA. Information that Indian National Army, INA, Indian National Army, also known as the Azad Hind Fauj. This is known as the Azad Hind Fauj. INA, Indian National Army is called the or Azad Hind Fauj. Gave momentum to the national movement. An important role in the formation was taken by the Indian Independence League. Indian Independence League, an association formed by Harry Bose and General Mohan Singh. The two persons started the INA or Azad Hind Fauj. The leader of this army, the Harry Bose and the General Mohan Singh was the leader of this army. It consisted largely of the Indian prisoners of war who were serving the British and had been captured by the Japanese during the Second World War. They were the persons who were serving British and had been captured by the Japanese during the Second World War. Some Indians settled in Southeast Asia had also joined this army, raising its strength to over 45,000 soldiers. They are one group. They are started one soldiers together. Different parts of the India they joined together one group. Almost 45,000 soldiers. One group. INA. Subhash Chandra Bose, popularly known as the Netaji. Now we know other person we have to study. Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose is known as the Netaji. He was as known as Netaji, became the head of the Azad Hind Fauj. He was the president or head of the Azad Hind Fauj in 1943. He declared formation of the provisional government of the independent India in Singapore. He declared the formation of the provisional government of the independent India in Singapore. He went to the Andamans and hoisted Indian flag there. He went to there and he hoisted the flag there. Netaji also took the help of the Japan organization anti-British revolt. The help of the Japanese, he started anti-revolt. He started in India through the anti-Eastern route. Netaji also took the help of the Japan organized anti-British revolt. He started. His slogans now, the main good. Delhi Chalo and Jai Hind. These are the two slogans of the INA group. Jai Hind won many supporters of his cause. Women also joined his army in large numbers. That time, women also joined this group. A separate women's regiment called Rani Chansi Regiment. Rani Chansi also, one group of ladies was formed. It was led by Captain Lakshmi Swaminathan. Captain Lakshmi. She led the one group of the girls. Azad Hind Fauj failed to liberate the India from British rule. Subhash Chandra Bose reportedly died in a plane crash. It was the hidden agenda. He died in the hidden in the plane crash. Subhash Chandra Bose was the one officer, and he was guided the people of India. He made one group of the soldiers, ladies and the men, and for the women, for different groups of soldiers. But it was a planning. He was a good person. Subhash Chandra Bose was working for the independence of India. But it was the hidden and some we don't know. Subhash Chandra Bose reportedly that one day died in plane crash. Now let us go towards the independence. Now this is come to the last point, towards independence 1946. Now we are coming to our very near to independence. Towards independence. In February 1946, the cabinet mission. In 1946, the cabinet mission arrived in India. It presented the independence plan. They want from British. Some cabinet came here and they plan to independence. The plan proposed the formation of an interim government and covered the Constituent Assembly composed of members elected by the provincial legislative and nominees of the rulers of the princely states. This was the US independence. They came the one group from British arrived in India. It presented independence plan. The plan proposed the formation of Indian Assembly, Indian government, and the covering the Constituent Assembly composed members elected by the provincial legislative and the nominees of the rulers of the princely states. Now it is suggested that the cabinet mission and interim government headed by Jawaharlal Nehru was formed. One group of the one was interim government. There is a government, but there is inside one other government. But the Jawaharlal Nehru was is formed. In December 1946, the Constituent Assembly started the work for framing a constitution of India. Jawaharlal Nehru also framing the constitution, writing the constitution of India. No? So it was there started to work something. So now let us go to the last point, independence and partition. Independence and partition. The Muslim League raised an obstacle in the path of freedom by demanding the separate country for the Muslims in India. Before that, Pakistan was part of India. The Muslims, they want to separate a country. So they are demanding, and some they are doing some demanding for their own country, Muslim country. The princely states was also wanted to retain their status. Lord Mountbatten came to India in March 1947. Lord Mountbatten came to India in 1947 as new viceroy. He was the new viceroy that 1947. Now see, came to India in March 1947 as the new viceroy. He presented the plan according to which India was to be divided into two countries, India and Pakistan. He already said that it was because the demand of the Muslims, they are always protesting and demanding they want a special country. It must divide one for Pakistan and other for the India, like that dividing. So he divided two countries, India and Pakistan. Princely states could join there. There are some states are there. Meanwhile, Hindu-Muslim riots had broken out the many parts. Then after starting struggle with the Hindu-Muslim dividing, the announcement of the partition led the more riots, particularly in Punjab and Bihar. It is in Pakistan also before that, including Punjab, Bihar and Pakistan, that part. The lakhs of people for their fighting for the announcement of the partition led to the more riots, but particularly in Punjab and Bihar. They start their people are other religious now. They are fighting together. Lakhs of people were killed and millions became the homeless. For this partition, then people did not allow. Some they said no, not allowed. Not divide the country. Not just we were one country, India. Not divide into other parts. So people are fighting. Lakhs of people killed or died, and also there are some homeless. And the national leaders torch and disturb areas, prevent people from killing each other. In the name of religion. In the name of the religion, people are killing together. The leaders can't control. There's too much people are there, no? So most of the people are homeless and they're killing each other. No, so what do the national leaders taught and disturb the areas to prevent the people from killing each other, and the name of the religion. Gandhiji kept a fast unto death to stop this killing. Gandhi also and other people and leaders also to stop this. They plan to stop this killing. To prevent further killings, the Congress reluctantly agreed to the partition. For this of the more people are dying. Afterwards, they decide to, it is more than killing the people, to take the decision. The Congress reluctantly agreed to the partition. They agreed the partition. At that time, it was perhaps only option left to prevent a civil war. A separate country comprising West Bengal, West Bengal, Sindh, Northwest Forner Province and East Bengal was created. So one part they created to divide it into India. Then that is some states together, Pakistan. On 15 August 1947, India became independent. It's a great joy for all the country people. Great joy. It's an independent day. On 15th August 1947, India became independent after almost 200 years of British rule. After 200 years of British rule, India became today we are celebrating the Republic Day. 73 years almost finished now. Today we are celebrating 73rd Republic Day. India became the independence after almost 200 years of British rule. Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of independent of India. Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister. He was the first Prime Minister. Mahatma Gandhi's national father Mahatma Gandhi. The first Prime Minister of India is Jawaharlal Nehru. Within the months of achieving independence, India went to the mourning again. India has got some mourning. Mourning means crying. On 30 January 1948, Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, as a symbol of Indian's freedom, the man who stood for peace and non-violence and freedom and a communal harmony, fell in victim. It was the man who stood for peace. The man who stood for peace and non-violence and communal harmony fell in a victim for the forces of the communalism. It was the Gandhi was to join together all the people. No, there is no religion. All Indians are brothers and sisters. Like that ideas is all people are together. The name of the India, we are all one people, like that he is forcing all the people. He became the martyr, the cause of tolerance, equality and peace. His absence is felt by every Indian today. He was died on for this. The man who was the Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, was the symbol of the Indian freedom. Was shot by Nathuram Godse. Shoot on the Nathuram Godse. He killed the Mahatma Gandhi on 30 January 1948. It was a sad day of the India. All people mourning and weeping for the name of the Mahatma Gandhi. Was the man of the peace, man of the non-violence, the man of the fighting for the freedom of the India. That all the people are crying for this on that day. He became the martyr to the cause of tolerance, equality and peace. He was the martyr of equality and peace and tolerance. His absence is felt by every Indian even today. Mahatma Gandhi said, even today, all are thinking about even today, his absence, today also felt also all the people. So, we have to remember the Mahatma Gandhi's death day, 30th January 1948. Almost we had today study. Very important points we had start today. The Government of 1948, 1935, Government of Act, and also we have studied the Quit India Movement, 1942, and Azad Hind Fauj or INA. He was and also the important, the Subhash Chandra Bose, the properly known as the Netaji, became the head of the Azad Hind Fauj, and then after he died, the plane crash, and then after 1946 we have seen towards the independence. The last we have the end of the Independence Day and partition after divide the Pakistan and India, and August 1947 we are celebrating the independence, total freedom of India. We got after struggling. So many people now died for the sake of India, for the freedom of India. So we have to remember all the leaders, the people who died for the peace and joy of the India. And also we have to with our big leader, our national father also died for us. So we have, let us remember all these dates, and let us remember many people's blood was from this country. So we have to remember all the persons, the freedom fighters. First of all, the freedom fighters we have to remember. Now let us conclude here. Thank you very much for your vision.